like to thank the organizers of the conference for inviting us to present our work. The motivation for this work comes from my experience about ICT technologies and the ground reality of higher education of Dr. Sakya, who is co-author of the paper. He has been associated with the higher education for a long time, and I have been writing on ICTs, particularly dealing with urban areas related problems. So we wanted to bring out the real problems or real digital divide among students of rural India and urban India. And the findings are, anyway, we'll come to those points later on. The objectives. The first objective was to identify major impediments in uneven diffusion of ICTs, led technology tools in semi-urban and rural India. That was first objective. Second objective was to examine the role of universities in the encouragement of adoption of new technologies. We believe higher education institutions will not and cannot really go beyond a point unless they are encouraged by the affiliating universities. I mean, the kind of ICT should be used are encouraged by them. The third objective was to investigate the role of physical and technological infrastructure. This is not new. Everyone knows that, without physical and technological infrastructure, ICTs cannot be used optimally. The last was to identify the mechanism so that the rural-urban divide, digital divide is reduced, if not eliminated. That is the main focus of the paper. What do we do really? We have been talking, people have been talking, but we wanted to give a real solution so that, something could be done to minimize the digital divide among rural and urban India. The paper is written in the general framework of, you see here the universities are there, then institutions affiliated to the universities are there, and then the technological infrastructure on one side and physical infrastructure on the other side. You see some arrows are bidirectional from one institution to another, and some are unidirectional. It's very easy to understand. Bidirectional means they are influenced or they are influencing the other institutions also. And technological infrastructure, the only arrow towards universities it's a unidirectional. The technological infrastructure cannot really influence universities what they should do, what they shouldn't do. But the other way around should be possible. So, it really doesn't need much explanation, and even if it needs, we can't do because of the time constant. What we do in this paper is, the paper is based on a primary survey of students studying at various levels of education courses. But before we go into those details, we would like to mention the institutions. The sample technique was random sampling, and 4 institutions were involved. First, RMP PG degree college, it's a government-aided college, and the principal is right here. Dr. Sakya is the principal of the college. And the DP Verma Memorial Degree College, this is in self-finance category. And the next is Sitapur Shikshan Sansthan, it's a Hindi word, it's a self-finance. And another institution which we considered was Institute of Engineering and Technology. We wanted to take the variety of courses, right from traditional courses to professional courses. So the 4 institutions were engaged. And before we go into the analysis, we'd like to give some idea about the courses offered by these institutions and the sample students that were covered in the study. RMP 45, they were doing BA, BSc, MA, MSc, and then DP Verma is just graduate courses. 16 students from that college, then Sitapur Shikshan Sansthan, 7, and IT is Engineering College, 4 students were from there. First 3 institutions are affiliated with Kanpur University initially, but now the name is changed, Chhatrapati Shahuji Maharaj CS JM University. The last one is affiliated to Gautam Buddha Technical University, UP. First, we want to really give some idea about whether the digital divide is prevalent or not. And here you see here, RMP, 34 students came from rural background and 11 came from urban background. So you see here, it's more rural. And of course, the rural, urban, this is just information, because institutions have no control on whether we should encourage rural students or urban students. It's just information. We cannot draw any conclusion based on the number of students belonging to rural background or urban background who have taken admission in these institutions, but the courses studying, it has some relevance. You see here, in BA, 58% students are from rural background, where 41% students are from the urban background. And if you go in for more technical or these science, professional courses like BBA or MSc, it's more from urban and less from rural. So you can see here there is a trend among the courses of opted by the students. They are not offered, but they are opted by the students. So the rural people, they go in for traditional courses, whereas the urban people, they go in for more professional courses. And this association between the courses opted by students and the rural-urban background is highly significant. We have tested it using people who are familiar with the statistical tools probably will understand. We computed chi-square, and the chi-square is highly significant in this case. So this is again a kind of informative thing. And the second slide presents the ICT infrastructure available in the institutions. Usually it's internet, LAN. I mean, since they are a kind of a single entity, so there's no question of WAN or any other networking technologies. So internet, you see here 29 students, 72.5% of the rural background, and more or less similar percent, a little bit higher urban background, which means as far as the use of technology is concerned, it is not really dependent on rural and urban. Everybody wants to use. So as far as the use is concerned, everybody wants to use that. Then the second is the speed, internet speed. You see here, this is the association which is quite different from the earlier one. Here is the more rural people, 52.5% people, they are using low speed communication, whereas if you go in for the other higher brand of communication, it's the urban which is more, 28.1%, whereas rural is 5.0%. And that's why the association between the background of the students and the use of speed is highly significant. Then the mode of communication, there are other techniques which are not displayed here. We have considered the techniques which are available to the students in their colleges. Telephone, usual telephone connection, dial-up, what you say, may not be available in cities like Delhi, but in small places like Sitapur is still being used. Dedicated lines, and then the wireless, and then VSET, SSS, IET had Institute of Engineering and Technology, they had VSET connectivity. And that relationship is also significant, except the dedicated line where it's not significant, but otherwise, take the example of telephone, it's the more percent of people, boys, students who belong to rural background use telephone connectivity, and it's the other way around. If you're going for wireless, you see the 56.3% students are using wireless connectivity who belong to urban areas, which means again, just like the